Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Foraging Family Homestead.
Fun fact, did you know that the average backyard has anywhere from 25 to 50 edible or medicinal plants? That's food and pharmacy out here.
So in today's video, we're going to take you into our backyard and show you some of our favorite spring edible plants and medicinals. And we are going to take you around and show you exactly what to harvest, how to harvest it, and how to use it.
Come on.
Hey everyone, so welcome back to the farm. It's a beautiful morning. My name is Ariel, and for those who don't know, we're a family that lives on a beautiful 12-acre farm in the mountains of Alabama. We live on a multi-generational farm where we work together growing our own food, foraging the farm for wild edibles and medicinals, and most importantly, we're growing in our faith in our Creator God. So today, guess what I'm drinking? On this chilly mountain morning, I am drinking dandelion root tea. And I have some coconut cream in there. That's why it looks like that. It is an awesome coffee substitute, and I actually harvested this dandelion root myself. It's amazing. We're learning to be more self-sufficient here on our farm. So today I'm going to take you along with me as I forage for more food and more natural medicine. I also want to just mention that it's so important to know what's growing around you. So many times we accidentally mistake things for weeds and we just go home and mow it down. Take a moment to study plants and to realize the benefits of some of the things that we call weeds, to become more self-sufficient, take care of our bodies, and be less reliant on stores and the pharmacy. Like for instance, look at this. This is an elderberry tree. We actually took this from the forest floor and potted this, and we're about to give this to a dear family member of ours. And as you can see, the elderflowers are about to start. Now this, during COVID, you remember, that elderberry was flying off the shelves and it was at an exorbitant price. But every year, after I harvest the flowers from one section of our farm, and then I harvest the berries from another section of our farm, and the flowers have helped with allergies and clearing nasal passages, and then the berries, as you might know, are full of antioxidants and help with boosting immune system. So this right here is a powerhouse of a plant to have. We have tons of it in our forest. We have tons and tons of it on our forest. And here in Alabama, it grows wild everywhere on the side of roads. So medicine is growing right next to you. You just got to know what you're looking for. So just a tip for when you go foraging, I always choose to find our medicines and medicinals in the morning before noon, before the sun gets really hot. Not only is that more comfortable for me, but early mornings is when you have the most potency in your herbs and plants. Another tip is to wear long sleeves. You never know what you'll brush up against, and it's still chilly up here in the mountains, so wearing this makes sense. But even in summer, if you're foraging, I always encourage either a long sleeve linen or breathable cotton. I have long pants as well, and I have my boots because I'm going to be walking in the brush, and I don't want to get any ticks or who knows what else I'll run into. I also want to show you what I have here. I usually carry a pair of gloves. I also have a basket full of things. I have different containers here because I'm going to be harvesting different things, and I like to separate them. Also, I put these cartons in between, because if I had a whole bunch of glass containers, they're going to be like clinking against each other while I walk, and that's super annoying. So I put these cartons in between that act as a brace and also are used to harvest some of my medicinals. Let's go forage, and we are going to come upon this amazing rose bush. So here's wild rose. It's really high in vitamin C, especially the rose hips, and it's known for antioxidant properties and its ability to soothe skin irritation. This is why I use the whole blossoms and I dry them whole and use them in my salves or my lip balms that I make myself. I also pull it apart and use the petals in tea. And it is very, very good for boosting the immune system. Here is yarrow. It is renowned for its ability to stop minor bleeding, and it's also an antimicrobial. It's also used to help break fevers by inducing sweating. So many Native Americans in the past would use yarrow. They would take the flowers and the leaves and submerge it into hot bath and then literally stay in that bath to break a fever. Commonly, I use it to make a poultice out of the crushed leaves and I apply it to small cuts. Or I dry the flowers and then I can steep that in tea to really help with any cold symptoms. The birds sound absolutely amazing in the morning. Look at that. That's a yellow-bellied woodpecker. This is the yellow hammer woodpecker, which is actually the state bird of the state of Alabama. And I just saw him flying across the field. So cool. So here we have a very common flower that you might see in your yard or everywhere. It's the daisy. I just love daisies so much. They are absolutely beautiful. The daisy, traditionally it's used as like a gentler alternative to arnica, and it helps to treat bruises and muscle aches, and it's also a mild astringent. I usually infuse it into oils for salves to soothe skin, and my children love to call it boo-boo balm because they love this daisy balm that I make, and I apply it topically to minor bumps and boo-boos. I really love foraging because it helps me really stay present and in the moment. I'm someone who can worry very easily and I can be very anxious, but when I'm foraging and I'm looking for plants, not only are my eyes gazing upon green, which is such a calming color, and the blue sky and the beautiful sun, which is giving me my vitamin D and boosting my serotonin, I'm also just gazing upon God's handiwork and realizing that He truly is the creator of amazing and wonderful things that are there for my health and enjoyment, so that I and you may have an abundant life. So that's why I love foraging. It's truly a grounding experience, literally and figuratively. All right, so here I'm next to our playground and we have some wild mint that's growing, spearmint actually, which is really, really good. And we use spearmint in different ways. One, my children love making their own toothpaste with spearmint and baking soda, but also for teas and a host of other things. So we're gonna collect some right now. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So I'm just gonna be very careful because as you can see, this area is lush and I am not trying to run into anything, okay? All right, anyway, I see some mint here. It's on the exterior. I'm gonna stay on the periphery exterior of this area. So here we go. Here is some mint. And I'm not going to collect the roots. I want this plant to come back. So I'm gonna be mindful of just picking up the stems. Mint does grow on runners, and so I don't want to damage that system that it's worked so hard to create. So I'm going to be very careful either with pruning shears, scissors, or even with my hand and just pick a little bit. Also, there's a rule that I usually use when I go foraging. I only take about 20 to 30% of whatever thing I'm harvesting One, because there are others who want to forage, and also, most importantly, there are pollinators that use many of the flowers and plants that I harvest, and so we need to leave food for them. So we just want to be considerate when we're foraging. We're not just taking up everything here. And it smells amazing. So spearmint is really interesting and it's very easy to tell the difference between spearmint and peppermint. So spearmint has this spear-like leaf, and peppermint has a rounded leaf. And I'll show you some. I have some orange mint and peppermint and chocolate mint growing near my house. I'll show you the difference in a little bit. But this is spearmint. I have my mint here. All right, looking good. Here we have one of my favorites. It's red clover. You've probably seen this in your own yard, and it's everywhere. So they contain phytoestrogens, and it's often used as a blood purifier to help with chronic skin conditions like eczema. And I use it, I dry the blossoms for tea, and that actually helps support hormone balance, and I love to take it especially when I'm on my menstrual cycle. And it also helps to treat skin irritations from the inside out. So I definitely put some of this red clover into my lotions that I make for our family. Tastes good. And my son absolutely loves grabbing these and eating them. I definitely wash them before he eats them because there are little things on those plants. But I collect a whole bunch of them throughout the spring. So dandelions are also some of my favorite things to harvest, but I've harvested a lot already, so I'm not going to get any today, but I did want to show it to you. So this beauty right here is dandelion. A lot of people know about it, but a lot of people think that these are weeds and they'll mow them down or even spray them. But this is a powerhouse right here. And actually my children love to eat it as a fritter. So we'll actually put this in a tempura batter and eat it, and it's absolutely delicious. All parts of the dandelion are actually edible. You could eat the flower, the leaves, which are a bit bitter, and the root. You can dry the root and shave it down to make a coffee substitute. I make a dandelion salve for my son, and it really helps with any itchiness or eczema that he may have. And honestly, after using this for just a few months, his eczema has actually gone away. So dandelion, don't skip out on this common but powerful weed. Also, there's plantain. We have two different types of plantain. We have broadleaf and narrowleaf. Both are edible and medicinal. I do not like eating plantain because honestly it tastes like eating grass. If you are going to eat plantain, get the very young small leaves. But these leaves, as you can see, are the older they get, the fibrous they get, like that. And that is not enjoyable to eat. But I do love to use this as a salve. This is called Nature's Band-Aid. It is amazing. I put this in my comfrey salves, and it is a powerhouse with itching, bruises, and burns. Okay, so here we're in our garden bed, and I have this catnip. This catnip was so small when I first planted it, but now it is huge and it is taking over. So it is time to get to work. I am going to cut some of this back, and I'm going to dry the leaves. Catnip tea is amazing. It really helps with anxiety, depression, and also if you infuse this with some apple cider vinegar, you can use this as a wash for cradle cap for babies. Also, cats love it. That's why it's called catnip. They love to go by it. It really helps with a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down the line here and cut. And then later on, I'll pull the leaves off when we dry them. Now, this plant comfrey, every homestead needs this plant. It's often called knitbone because it contains allantoin, which helps speed up cell regeneration. And I use it strictly topically. I do not suggest using this internally, but I use it in salves or compresses to treat sprains, fractures, and bruises. Good. All of my herbs just lightly in a cold rinse. You want to make sure you wash your herbs because you never know what kind of bugs or eggs or spiders are on there. And after I give them a light wash, I'm going to use my salad spinner and give them a nice dry. And I want to be careful not to extract any of the oils, so I'm being pretty gentle. And then after, I'm going to just pat dry just a little bit, just to speed up the drying time in my dryer. Here's my catnip. I am going to pull the leaves off of the stems. The stems are really hardy, so I want to make sure I get that all off and rinse them. And then I'm going to do the same thing, put it in my salad spinner, and then arrange them onto my dryer. All right, I have rose here, my mint there, and 3 layers of catnip that I am about to get started in this dryer. I put the rose at the top because it dries pretty fast. And I put the heavier things at the bottom so it's closer to the heat. And we're going to go ahead and set this for 140 and for 3 hours. And there it goes. It's going to do what it do. I don't have time to get to the yarrow just yet. So I'm just going to leave it in the jar. I've just put some water in there so the blossoms can stay nice and fresh. But this will be good. Once I finish with drying my other herbs, then I'll put these yarrow in there. The dryer is still going, but as you can see, lots of our rose petals are already pretty dry. So now that all of my herbs are finished, I am going to put them in glass airtight jars. You can use mason jars or these beautiful jars that my husband got me for Mother's Day. I'm going to fill them up, and then they're ready to use for either teas or salves. And by the way, this spearmint was dry, but it was so potent, the smell, so I know the oils are still intact. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for some more foraging as the different seasons come about, and I'll have another video of how I make our own lotions and salves infusing this oil. So, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you go out and explore your own backyard.